June 1946. Jon Antonescu, Conducător of the Kingdom of Romania, walks towards his place of execution at Jilava Prison on the outskirts of Bucharest. Directly implicated in the Holocaust in Romania, his regime was singled out in the so-called Wiesel Report as responsible for the deaths of between 280,000 and 380,000 Jews, at least 11,000 Roma, as well as the systematic persecution of thousands of political opponents, communists, and other minorities. Now, the former leader faces the sentence of a tribunal heavily influenced by the new pro-Soviet regime. Just over 2 years earlier, on August 23, 1944, Antonescu had been overthrown in a coup d'état led by King Michael I, the same monarch who had previously elevated him to power. Faced with the unstoppable advance of the Red Army, the king ordered his arrest at the royal palace and Romania's change of sides in the war. After spending nearly 2 years in Soviet custody, Stalin finally authorized his extradition in April 1946 so that he could be tried by the new Romanian authorities. His trial began on the 6th of May 1946 before the Bucharest People's Tribunal and proceeded with notable speed. 11 days later, on May 17th, he was found guilty of war crimes for ordering massacres, deportations, forced labor, and the mistreatment of prisoners. Crimes against peace for waging a war of aggression against the Soviet Union and the Western Allies, and treason for allowing the indiscriminate German exploitation of the country's resources. The death sentence, which was unappealable from the outset, was the subject of a last-minute attempt by the king to obtain clemency, but this was ultimately rejected. A detachment of 30 policemen was assigned to carry out the execution. Along with Antonescu, 3 of his closest collaborators were to be shot: Mihai Antonescu, former Minister of Foreign Affairs, Constantin Zamfir Vasiliu, former commander of the Gendarmerie, and Gheorghe Alexianu, former governor of Transnistria. Minutes before the execution, the condemned men were allowed to say farewell to their families. Following this, they were escorted to a nearby area outside the prison. Antonescu refused to be blindfolded. Seconds before the execution, he raised his hat in a final gesture of farewell. Finally, shortly after 6 p.m. on June 1, 1946, the firing squad carried out the sentence, after which the condemned men were finished off with coup de grace shots. Over the decades, Antonescu's legacy has produced a deeply divided memory in Romania. For some nationalist sectors, he continues to be portrayed as a patriot and defender of national sovereignty. For others, however, he remains one of the principal figures responsible for the crimes of the Romanian Holocaust. The persistence of streets, busts, and local tributes in his honor, despite laws and judicial rulings prohibiting his glorification, reflects the tensions that still surround the country's historical memory.